I suck at intros. I don't even know, like, I don't know if you guys saw the one with Dewey. I literally just had him open, and he was like, "This is literally your interview, dude. What the fuck are you asking me to open for?" And I was like, "Yeah, sorry, dude."
Uh,
That's
yeah.
my intro, by the way. That's what the intro was.
uh,
Oh.
That was literally just the intro. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
there you go.
here with Cailey, the two-time knockout champion, and then I'm here with Marley, the current knockouts champion. How you guys doing?
don't go first.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
doing good too.
good. I'm glad that you guys are doing well. You know, you two are gonna be facing each other relatively soon. Is it a little awkward for you guys to be in an interview together? It's kind of what I was hoping for. I was hoping for a little awkwardness.
Um, to be honest, how I see it, it's like it's not really awkward to me because like yeah, we're competitors, but like it's just like I still see us as friends, you know?
Yeah.
That's fair. It's definitely fair. It's weird too because it's definitely. I mean, especially for you, Marley. Like when you came in like very literally at the last show. Like you just kind of popped in right at the end, and I honestly don't even remember how that came about. I think I like made like a tweet or some shit about it, and you responded to it. But
Yeah.
what was that like for you coming in? And then you were supposed to fight like other people. It was supposed to be for something else, and they didn't show. So I ended up bringing the Knockouts Championship back. What was that like for you? You know, coming in your debut and then winning that title fairly dominantly.
Um, I was just kind of like disappointed because like I wish I like came earlier, you know? It was really cool like winning the title first show, but like I wish I like got to experience it more, you know?
Yeah, we're gonna have an opportunity to do that now. I know that Cailey, fucking Cailey DM'd me afterwards. She was like, "Oh, Neo, do you want to explain this?" And it was like the tweet with you with the championship, and I was like, "See, in my
Yeah.
defense, I didn't know that that match was gonna happen. It was gonna be something completely different." And then I felt bad for Marley because Marley was like super excited for whatever match it was. I don't even remember what it was. And then like literally everybody pulled out, and I was like, "Oh, great!" So I called Allie, and you know we kind of pulled that one out last minute. But you know you had a match at Wicked Ties as well, Cailey. I know it didn't exactly go your way, but I mean you've always been. I don't know. You've always kind of been like the knockout for UXW. You know what I mean? Since fairly early on, I know you had some feuds with Jinx, which you know you guys had your moments. You know, positives and negatives. What are you looking to do when you step back into that ring and you know go back for that title that you technically never lost because of you know the circumstances of how you lost it, which I didn't exactly know about at the time, but you know, regardless,
Yeah.
what is your mentality? You know, going in there against someone like Marley, who, you know, Marley's cold, man. Marley, I didn't even know that she was like a former APRW champion until afterward. I was like, oh, okay, Marley's actually really good.
So, me and Marley, we fought each other a few times. We're pretty even with different fights in all different types of federations. She and I can talk about that a whole bunch. We recently had a fight for a different title, Chained, which was a really good match. I still look back on it and kind of back to what I can improve myself to do. But for this match specifically, I do want to prove that I am one of the best knockouts in UXW and possibly one of the best knockouts champions. Not only have I held that for a good 125 days and defended it every couple shows, but I have potential. I can possibly show up to almost every show. I can pretty much be an inspiration to any other woman that wants to get on that roster and compete and kind of give them a little message. You can get somewhere, you're just gonna have to work your ass off to get to where I've been.
How do you think the match is gonna go, Katie? Do you see yourself walking out as a 3-time knockout champion?
I mean, who wouldn't want to, you know, think that, oh, I'm just gonna win easily. Of course I'm gonna have to work for it, even if it means maybe kicking Marley's ass again, who knows, but...
Ooh, Marley, you wanna respond to that?
I just like I know like I really respect you, girl. It's just like we've had a match at RPW, which I won. We had 2 matches at NXT, one being a title match, and I won both of them. So I mean, if we look at past,
listen,
I mean, the past is the past. You can always write the future in any way. Any way it goes,
Right.
that's what happens.
You're right.
You know, you guys together is a really weird mix, because I think, Cailey, you would agree with me on this. Marley, in terms of, like, how the UXW knockouts have been historically, Marley shouldn't be a good fit, you know what I mean? Like, Marley's very, very different in terms of both personality, fighting style. Like, she's not really like any other knockout that you've faced in UXW.
No.
You know what I mean?
Definitely not.
Marley's the type of person where it's almost as if she I don't want to say she doesn't belong in UXW, because everybody does, but it's one of those things where it's like, it's such a weird, like, difference in terms of personality and style from the normal knockouts that it almost, like, sets her apart in a way where, if anything, Marley has a bigger target on her back, you know what I mean?
Well, I'm glad that, like, it's new, like, phase, new matchups, you know?
No, yeah, for sure. And Cailey, you know, Cailey was at a time, Cailey's been in UXW through pretty much all of it. Like, she came fairly early. She was here at a point in time where we had a shit ton of knockouts, and, you know, the competition was popping, and then she was here at a time where, you know, there weren't so many. And we've had people like, you know, Cailey's had some amazing matches with people like FJ, Jinx, of course. You know, we had Carrie. What do you think sets Marley apart from all the opponents that you've faced up until this point?
For one, Marley is definitely not, like, I'm saying this not just with the knockouts, but the All-Stars as well. Almost every single person, including myself, we were always about vengeance and just wanting to hurt everybody. In a way, Marley does have competition. She does want to maybe slap someone in the face once or twice if anyone tries to disrespect her. But in a way, she's also kind of like a helping hand, I can see. Because I feel like, even though she came at Wicked Tides 2, and she hasn't been to any other shows, but she gave it her all. She won that championship fair and square, and she's been making moves ever since. Not just in UXW, but possibly anywhere else around this pro wrestling community. And she's even inspired me with a few things in the past, and I've kind of taken it to heart and pushed myself along with those things, which I thank you for that, Marley, still.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's just got a whole personality of her own fighting styles. It's definitely something I've never seen. Because usually, at the time, like, you've known this, Neo, I've swept a few of those knockouts.
Yeah,
to the point they couldn't even stand up.
You fucked a few of them up.
That's how quick that my matches go with them. So, I don't think that will happen this time. I don't think it will be a sweep. If so, that would be a really good one in my record. But either way, the match is going to be really good, and I can't wait to see what Marley has to offer this time.
Yeah, for sure. And Marley, this is going to sound like an insult, but it's actually a compliment. And I want to say that just because of, I don't really know how to word this in a way where it sounds like a compliment, but you know, the knockouts are all like, you know, the ones at UXW are fairly edgy, you know what I mean? The women here are a lot more hardcore, and you, for lack of a better term, you're a diva, you know what I mean? Like, you're more girly than they are, you know what I mean? You're like one of those old school divas. Like, does that weigh on your mind at all? Like, are you like thinking about, you know, if you can get past Cailey, or even just looking at Cailey, because Cailey's pretty much the epitome of what the UXW knockouts are. Like, does that, like, disconnect in terms of style and personality, like, weigh on you at all?
You see, I'll say this also, I really, like, I just, like, love Cailey because, you know, she, like, fights in the men's division in most places, and, like, this, like, I mostly fight in women's, but, like, yeah, it's, like, really cool. And you see, I don't know, it's, like, different styles can be cool sometimes, but, like, I feel like people really underestimate real divas, you know, because, like, yes, we may be, like, really girly and stuff, but, like, we can't hit hard like the rest of them.
I mean, we saw that with Carrie. You know what I mean? And that's not like I'm not trying to like bake on you, Cailey, but you know, Carrie, she put up a really good showing, and she would be someone who, you know, many would consider a diva. I definitely agree that a lot of those divas are slept on. I just think, you know, it, like I said, you came in late. There is this kind of disconnect in terms of style. Even the championship, like, you know, I hit you up, and you can ask Cailey. Whenever I redesign a title, I redesign it based on what the current champion likes. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so you know, the new championship is a lot like the Divas Championship, and I've had a few people who have been in my DMs and on Twitter like, why the fuck is it a Divas Championship? Why does it look like that? Because, you know, they know like how the UXW knockouts are. Do you feel any kind of like pressure knowing that, you know, things are pretty much set up for you? Like you're the cover star of Danger 2. And granted, Cailey's been there. Cailey was our second cover star ever. She was the cover star of Whitechapel Massacre. She was the central cover star for Homecoming. Do you feel like any kind of pressure at all? Or is this just like kind of another day at work for you?
I kind of do, because I feel like since like I've only been to like one show, and like the one I'm so sorry, I forgot the name of it, but the one I fought Alia for the title.
Wicked Tides.
Yeah, Wicked Tides.
Yeah.
I didn't really get a reaction from people because I feel like they haven't known who I am. Like they don't really know who I am yet, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, because I feel like I'm like such a new face of the company, and like me winning the title, people are like, oh, she's just like another like diva or something. But, like, I really do want to like sorry to say like love, but like I really don't like change like how people view road divas, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, I know that Cailey, and correct me if I'm wrong, Cailey, but she had a lot of that same pressure on her when she first came in, because, you know, when she first showed up to UXW, Jinx was the one who was on top, you know, and then you had FJ, who was also kicking some serious ass. You had Azumi,
Yes.
Azumi's very hit or miss. There'll be times where she's destroying and times where she's, you know, getting destroyed. But I remember when Cailey first came, I think her like first two matches she wasn't doing too well. And then all of a sudden, right before Wicked Ties won, she just started going on a rampage. And then, you know, we had the match with FJ at Wicked Ties for the Archangel Championship, which is now defunct because, you know, we had a few people who fucking ruined it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It you know, it was a really, really good match, and it was very, very close. What was it, like one fall that FJ won it by? And then, you know, Cailey had this point in time where she just wasn't doing too well, and I've talked to Cailey about this too. I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know what clicked in her. She just started slaughtering everybody.
Yeah. As I've lost all those matches, I barely came up to the top. But something just kind of clicked in me right after that loss against Asuka, and I just exploded. I just couldn't contain my emotions. I was all over the place. I wanted to take it out on Asuka that badly, but I couldn't because I was always put up against all these other different knockouts, so I took it out on them. In every show, every match, I hoped and prayed Asuka would take a look at me and be like, she's coming for me. She's going to kick some ass again, and it will be my time. And eventually it was.
Yeah.
Just not with that championship specifically.
Yeah, and realistically, like, you kind of dodged a bullet with that title because, I mean, you know, she's been shunned from UXW now. I don't know if you read into that, like, little thing that I posted, Cailey, but, you know, a lot of bullshit, basically. You kind of dodged a bullet because after she won against FJ, the title just kind of died. She never defended it. You know what I mean? Never did anything with it. Meanwhile, you were over here with the Knockouts Championship. You won it at Homecoming. You defended it twice, if I'm not mistaken. And, you know, you pretty much brought back the original Women's World title. You, like, pulled it right back up to the limelight. For someone like Marley, you know, who hasn't been here that long, and you've been here since basically the beginning, what is your advice to her as a knockout in UXW as opposed to a road diva somewhere else? Like, what is the biggest difference that you know?
You do need to know, Marley, that there's always going to be competition around you, and you have the number one prize that, you know, everyone wishes to be in your spotlight. Even I do right now. I wish I was having that title around my shoulder. Like, I wish I could just constantly look back at the title, back at you two. Like, I wish I could be in that position. I miss it. I miss being a champion, and I miss leading all the different knockouts. So, just know, even with an N1C, or if another knockout has an RC, no matter what it is that you're doing with that title, just know all those targets on your back, they will never go away. Even if they lose to you, they will always find a way to come back at you. So always be prepared 24/7.
Yeah.
And then on the flip side, you have Marley, who, you know, Marley's kind of used to the spotlight, you know, in the bigger fans. I mean, for example, like UXW, and I'm a little salty about this, so, you know, I might get a little triggered when I talk about this. But, you know, that
Oh, you're good.
goofy ass account, Roblox Wrestling Media, whatever the fuck they are, bullshit journalism or whatever.
Right.
You know, they post all these little pictures about, oh yeah, your favorite indie fans, right? We were never mentioned once. The only time we were ever mentioned was in an article about Marley, where it was saying that she had our championship. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
It's
that was
it. For Marley to have that spotlight on her, right? What would you say to any of the younger knockouts who are trying to come for your throne? You know what I mean? Like, when you have that target on your back, what is your message to anybody who might say, hey, if Cailey can't get it done, I'm gonna try?
Bring it on. Like, you know, like from what I've heard, Cailey's one of the most dominant knockouts, right? And like, I don't want this to seem like shady or rude, but if I've beaten Cailey, then, and she was at the top, that means I'm at the top now. So, bring it on.
Yeah, that is a fair point. I mean, I would argue that Cailey's probably the best knockout that UXW's had, you know, historically speaking. And, you know, you have some who, you have some who have wins over Cailey, like FJ and Jinx, but, you know, Jinx got fucking fired. I don't know if she's gonna come back. You know, but Cailey also has wins over Jinx. You have FJ, who I don't even know what FJ is doing anymore. So, you know what I mean? Would you say, and this is a question for both of you, right? Because there is another female champion in UXW. What do you guys think? And you can answer one at a time, or I don't really care. But, you know, what do you guys think sets you two apart as, you know, the Knockouts champion and the Knockouts champion contender from Carrie and the Valkyrie championship?
Do you want to go first, or?
You can go. You're the champ.
Okay, so what sets me apart from Carrie is that, I honestly don't know. Like, Carrie's like, I really do respect her, and like, there has been issues between us like in the past, you know, but like, I just feel like the knockout scene, no offense to anyone in the Valkyrie, I think it's called scene, but I think that like we're more like hard hitting, you know, and like we're more like down to business. Well, they just see it as a title, you know. I feel like the knockouts has more like backstory and like prestigious. I don't know if that's the right word to use, but it has more like pride to it, you know, rather than just a title. But I could be totally wrong, you know.
That almost sounds like a shot at Carrie. That almost sounds like you were calling her out, like you don't give a shit about the belt.
Oh no, like I do. Like it's just like, you know, yeah, we just don't really like talk a lot, so yeah.
And then Cailey, I heard a little sigh there. It sounded like there was a level of frustration.
Well, obviously, like, no offense to Carrie either, but it just sucks. I've paved my own road. I've craved to get to the top. And just the fact that is just gonna come out of nowhere, be super dominant, and just get shots instantly, like that.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
Personally,
it seems unfair in my eyes.
This might.
I feel like.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. I get what you mean, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, and I might get shit for it, but I thought you were gonna win that match. You know what I mean? Like, I legitimately thought that you were gonna take it.
It sucks. It really sucks. I thought I was gonna win that too.
Yeah, it was even a shock for me. Like, after that match was over, I was like, oh, okay, well, that puts me in an awkward position because I didn't think that was gonna happen. And granted, Carrie's good. I think, and if Carrie's watching this, I'm just gonna be brutally honest. The one thing that bothers me is I would have to agree with Marley in a sense where I don't really think that she cares about the championship. I think it's just a trophy for her. Which is always a little bit frustrating, you know what I mean? Because the women's titles, they have a level of prestige to them. You two, Cailey, you're obviously very passionate about UXW. I know you were one of the people who was pretty outspoken during the whole ECW thing that was going on, where they were stealing our stuff.
Of course.
You've always been really, really loyal to UXW. I don't even remember that girl's name, but you were one of the people who fucking jumped her when she was stepping all out of line.
Tessa.
Mm-hmm. What would you say to, the knockouts have always been kind of a community, like you guys kind of, you're at each other's necks or whatever, but, there's always kind of this running joke that an outsider can never come in and try that with you guys, Would you consider Marley an outsider at this point, or do you think that she's kind of like becoming one of you guys?
If Marley can continuously show up to shows, not just saying this like when more shows happen after UXW Blackout, whether I win or Marley wins, let's say if Marley retains the championship, we have to ask ourselves these questions. Will Marley show up to shows weekly, or will it be like every couple times, like a month, or every few months? Will she only keep that title as just like something to call herself? Oh, I won this title. I didn't do much with it, but I won it on my debut. Or will she actually prove to me and to you, to KJ, to every other knockout, that she can be a really good champion? She can also go into the books, the history of UXW, and make a name for herself and consider herself one of us. So that's what I'm hoping I can see someday, whether she retains that championship against me or not.
What do you have to say to that, Marley?
I hope I can get accepted as one of them because, this is my, first time. I feel like people, really don't like that I'm the champion right now because I've only held it, I've only went to, one show. But, I am really loyal to this fat, and, I know, people, might not see it, but, I've been trying to, get people to come in now and stuff, and, I've been doing, I'm talking really fast now.
No,
I've been, all this stuff about, just, all this stuff, about, and I really do care for this fad. And I hope people don't think that's, a one-night thing for me,
I can actually vouch for Marley, and I can say that Marley actually has been a joy to work with. She has bounced ideas off and stuff like that. So I can agree. Cailey, if I were to guess, I think that she will. If she does retain, I think she will be a fighting champion. Time will tell. I thought the same about Carrie, and that wasn't the case. You know what I mean? This is more. Yeah. This next question is a little more of a. I'm gonna do Cailey first because Marley doesn't really know a whole lot about the UXW roster, and hopefully she can bounce off of that. But Cailey, like I said, you've had an illustrious career in UXW. I know at one point, I could be wrong. I can't remember if it was you or FJ, but I know one of you wanted to feud with the Mime for something fresh and new. What are some dream matches that you would still love to have in UXW or see, whichever one?
Definitely, I don't think I mentioned this, but I would definitely love to have a really good feud with the Mime. Almost every match the Mime has been a part of has been dominant, and every single time the Mime comes out of nowhere, the darkness, the shadows, wherever it comes from, has always shown power, and the type of ability she has in the ring is amazing. I still look back on, I forget who she was fighting, but the Mime was facing someone at Homecoming.
Oh yeah,
it was Falls Count Anywhere. That match is still top notch. I still look back at that match and remember how amazing it was, including Mime's entrances. I would definitely love to have an entrance competition with the Mime and just see whose entrances are more like worthy to just stare at for hours and not get bored of.
Mm-hmm.
And then I honestly want a rematch with Carrie, if I'm being completely honest.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we don't know if Carrie's gonna come back with that Valkyrie championship.
I have no idea.
We don't know what's gonna happen.
I honestly don't even remember. I don't even remember what her fucking Discord is. That's how long it's been since we've talked.
Exactly my point. If we don't see Carrie with that championship in her hands, then what's gonna happen? Is that championship just gone? It's only existed for a couple months. It's gone now, or it's vacant.
That belt's too goddamn pretty. I'll just fucking strip her if she doesn't show up.
Exactly.
It sucks. It sucks that that's what's gonna happen. But it is what it is. And what about? I don't know if Marley can answer this question. Like I said, she doesn't really know the roster. But is there anybody that you've at least seen or heard of in UXW that you would like to take on?
Yeah.
Who might that be?
Oh, wait, did I answer?
Huh?
Honestly, she's been like my dream match for like ever. I've always wanted to fight Brooksy.
Oh my god. I got a few stories about Kayla. I've known that girl for years. And she won't
Yeah.
I asked her. I remember you asked me if that was possible, and I asked her for Wicked Ties, and she was like, "Nah." I'm still a little mad at her though, I'm not gonna lie. She her and I used to be tight back in the day, and I messaged her if she wanted to join Team UXW for Bad Blood, and we were going up against RPW, and she was like, "Nah, I'm busy, I can't go." And then she fucking joins Team RPW. I was like, "Oh my god, you snake."
Yeah. I've always like looked up to her, I'm like, she's just so cool, like badass. Like I've always wanted to be like her,
Mm-hmm.
And then this might be I always wanted to like a match against, I don't know, I just really want to fight all the girls, like new faces, new competition, because in like the APRW scene, we're only a roster of like 15, and basically we fight each other like every week. Like I love all those girls to death, but like it's gonna be interesting seeing new faces to fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. I know that like I said, I don't remember how it happened, but I do know that when we got into contact, that's one of the main things you wanted to fight new faces. And I would argue that you're getting probably the biggest competition for your first defense that you're really ever going to get in UXW realistically. Maybe FJ would be a close second, but even then.
Oh yeah, no FJ.
Cailey already said that she, plans on walking out as a Knockouts champion. I'm assuming that you plan on walking out as a Knockouts champion. Just from each of you, and we'll have Marley go first, and then Cailey. What are your plans for? Let's say you win, both of you win, right? What are your plans for after Bad Blood?
Well, to be honest, I don't really know. Like, I'm gonna obviously come to shows, but I'll just have to wait and see who wins the next Summer Contender, because I'm ready for a fight. And I hope that I can prove to people that a diva can be a knockout.
That's fair. I mean, that's a fair statement. What about you, Cailey? What are your plans post Bad Blood?
Man, my plans. Besides holding that championship really high and to show everyone I can come back, even through hard losses, hard times. I can make a comeback statement and make it true, make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll definitely be ready and to start giving out little messages to all the other knockouts that decide to show up or to decide to debut, no matter what the case is. I'm ready to be a leader for them. I'm ready to show that this future 3-time Knockouts champion is ready to kick some ass again.
That's also fair. Cailey, you know that UXW is a place where I pretty much let people do whatever the fuck they want. Sometimes it's great, and once in a great while you have things that aren't so good. You had
been through all of them.
Yeah, you've been through some really big highs and some really low lows, which the lows weren't even your fault. It was really the other person, but you've had some of the most creative moments in UXW. Your Wicked Ties entrance, I don't know if Marley saw it, but you rode in on a bear. which was pretty fun.
Actually, funny story, Marley actually helped me out with that outfit, and I still really like it. She helped you with
the outfit. Wow.
She did.
That's crazy. And then,
I came to her, and I was like, please help me. I want to become a Disney princess and just kick some ass if possible. She's like, sure thing. And
you went to the girly diva to become a Disney princess. That's hilarious.
Yes.
I like that. I like that a lot. That's respect right there between both of you. That's hilarious. You know, at Danger, you did the Scarlet Witch entrance, which, let me just say, Cailey, you have some of the weirdest fucking requests for entrances. Alright, like, they're always cool, but when you tell me what you want, I always just feel a headache coming on, because every single time I'm like, how the fuck am I gonna make that happen? Like, you asked me for the little hex things that Scarlet Witch has, and I was like, I have no clue how I'm gonna make that work. And then, But
you did.
I did, yeah, and then you asked me for the bear, and I once again didn't know how I was gonna make that work. And, I did. What would you say, would you like to see, and this is also a question for Marley real quick, because I know she has to dip right quick. But, Marley,
yeah.
You probably haven't experienced this firsthand. I don't know how it is in APRW and how much creative freedom they give you, but, I mean, UXW is a place where, like I said, you can literally do whatever you want. Are we going to see, you experiment with different characters and different gimmicks and stuff like that as time goes on? Or are you kind of just going to stick with what you're doing now?
I've always wanted to do. I do this for, every pay-per-view, I feel like gimmicks, but I'm a huge Harley Quinn fan. I don't know if you know by my profile picture. I think I have her in the profile picture.
Margot Robbie's gorgeous.
I've always wanted to do a Morgan and Quinn gimmick combined. So maybe.
I mean, if you're gonna pull that off anywhere, this is definitely the place for it.
My gear actually is inspired by her Birds of Prey outfit, so you'll have to watch.
I will. I haven't seen that movie yet. I have to watch it.
Yeah, but it's gonna be really cool. The gear, I love it.
Is this for Blackout or is it for something else?
Yeah, Blackout.
It's for Blackout. Okay. Speaking of which, you two, I still need to talk to you guys about entrances for that. I haven't even finished the venue yet. I'm a fucking mess. I didn't even know this shit was coming back until about 24 hours ago. So there's that. I know that you have to dip soon, Marley. Whenever you have to, it's fine. I'll carry on with Cailey, and then we could do a one-on-one later on. But regardless, I personally, and I think other people are too, excited to see you guys clash. Like I said, Marley has... I've never seen Marley compete outside of Wicked Tides, but from what I hear, she's phenomenal. I've seen Cailey, from the beginning, and I've seen how much she's grown, and I know Cailey's a monster. I'm excited. I think it's going to be a great match.
Yep.
Well, I probably gotta go right now, but we can continue after, okay?
Yeah, that's fine. And then I'll continue on with Cailey.
Alright, see y'all.
Alright, peace, Marley.
See you.
Bye.
Alright, I'm gonna pressure you the same way I pressure Dewey now.
Okay, now that she's gone.
Alright, go ahead, say what you want to say. I mean, this is going on YouTube, so just recognize that. Go ahead. Well, what do you want to say, Cailey? I had a feeling that...
Let me just say, I love Marley, but we have to hate each other. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how I feel it works right now.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about a future 3-time Knockouts champion fighting someone who just had one match and won the title fair and square. It was handed to them through the littlest bit of effort. But I've had so many attempts, so many matches, so many opportunities, and I've never taken any of them for granted. I'd put as much effort as possible to every single one, and look where I am now.
Absolutely. And like I said, I would argue that you're probably the best knockout UXW's ever had.
As you should.
I know that, like I said, you've had some issues. I'm gonna put you on the spot, and you're an honest person, so I know you'll answer honestly. I apologize if it's one of those things where you're like, I don't want to get heat for it because I don't give a shit. You're about to get the heat, Cailey. All right, you ready?
All right.
You ready? All right.
At me.
Who
Here
are
you
your
go.
top 3 least favorite people in UXW history and why?
Oh boy. Let's start with the first one. I've mentioned this already. Carrie. Oh, she's only gotten a few matches. Yes, she was dominant in every single one. She's won most to all of her matches, but I feel as if she'd had to work a little bit harder to kind of know what it's like to maybe take a few losses every now and again, even if it hurts.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to know what it's like for Carrie to be in my shoes, knowing what it's like to take a couple losses and having them stuck up your ass every couple minutes, people bragging to you, oh, you lost against this and this, you're not gonna get anywhere. I've been told I couldn't win that championship. Look where I am now.
Who the fuck told you that? I wish I would have known. I would have been like, absolutely
I wish I
not.
can even remember those names. That was long ago.
Well,
all I know is that they were just mean people that decided to stab me in the back.
I actually think I remember who it was. I think Ben was one of them. I know that Ben was.
I think so.
Ben was pretty cruel. Well, Carrie was.
It was so long ago. I can't remember.
That was like back in warehouse days.
Yes, warehouse days. I love those days too. They were great.
Yeah, warehouse was fire. That was like where UXW was at the most kooky, the most crazy. Carrie.
Yes.
Carrie was supposed to face the Mime at Night 2 of Wicked Tides. Unfortunately, KJ couldn't be there. She had some personal stuff going on. Do you think Carrie would have remained undefeated? Or do you think that the Mime would have just dominated like always?
That's kind of hard, because they've both been super dominant. I feel like maybe the Mime might have had a pretty good comeback if KJ was there, but then you never know. Carrie could just kick ass, walk away with the title, and honestly, I really feel like Carrie won't show up. I really feel like Carrie's just gonna keep that as some sort of prize, some sort of name to call herself for only a couple weeks and never come back.
Yeah, well, if she does, I mean, I know you know that I'm more than happy to fucking strip somebody if they're being a shitty champion, so if that happens, then
Yes.
I'll do what I have to do, and that's on me for even giving her the opportunity, but we'll see. Who's your number 2?
We'll see what happens.
And your number 3? I think I know what one of them is going to be, but I'm curious about the third one specifically. Go ahead.
Number 2... It's a tie for this one.
Ooh.
Because I've had quite a few people give me some backlash and disrespect me every now and again.
Mm-hmm.
You might remember this group, the Ant Colony.
Dewey marked them as one of his least favorites.
They were jerks.
I'm dead. They're back now too, so oops.
They were absolute jerks, not just to me, but to everyone.
Yeah, to everybody.
And I mean everyone.
They were coming for everybody's necks, and it wasn't the best either, because, like...
It wasn't.
Yeah,
no.
It was... Whoo! I don't even remember how many times those people got suspended, but finally I was like, okay, you guys are done. It was because they let their friend exploit Uprising.
No. It was just not pretty. They'd always say stuff to me when I was champion and when I was not.
Mm-hmm.
I'd prove points to them. They'd continue being a little bit of prickheads and, making excuse after excuse after excuse, just going down the line after everything I'd ever do to them.
Uh-huh.
So, pretty much it for them. And now number 3.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, here it goes, Scarlet X.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to explain why? That's up to you. You don't have to get into it if you don't want to.
I'll go as much as I need to. First of all, just the fact that almost every match I've been in, most of my matches out of however many was always against her.
Yeah, I mean, you two were the top two.
It kind of annoyed me. Like, I want more competition. I don't want to just kick the same person's ass every week.
Mm-hmm.
It gets annoying, repetitive. It does nothing but what? Just make me look 100 times more dominant than her. And that's exactly what I did. And two, the fact that I had to, lose the title in a stupid way, which I really wish I could reverse.
I wish I knew that, Cailey. You know what I mean? I really wish I knew.
I really wish I came up to you about it sooner, but I didn't want to cause any problems just yet. So here we are. I'm still the better champion than she will ever be. She's no longer welcome back. And I did what I did.
Would you want to see her back in UXW, or is she one of the people where you're like, you just need to stay away, period?
It goes both ways, Neo, because if she does come back, I don't mind kicking her ass again. I can do it 100 more times. I'd still not get tired of it. You don't even know how many times I fought her. Not only UXW, but different places around this community.
Mm-hmm.
It's been... Man, it wasn't even that difficult. Like, sure, we've had some matches. She may have beat me. Mainly when I just got in the community, just got started. But, working my way up. She's not even that big of an obstacle. She's this small of an obstacle, I can probably just pun kick to the other side of the world. That easy for me.
Oh, Lord. So what would you say? If the choice was yours, right, as to whether or not to let her back in, what would your answer be?
If she's still the same old, let's do this all by kayfabe, not by real matches, hell no. Stay out. You don't deserve to be a part of the Knockouts division. Whether I'm saying as a champion, or if I'm just saying it as someone a part of the Knockouts division. I feel like she doesn't have a place to prove herself worthy again if she's coming back with those same actions. And if she hasn't changed, keep those doors locked, especially for Scarlet X.
So what you're saying is, if there was like a positive change, then you would consider it, but otherwise it's an absolute no.
Maybe.
Okay.
It's very small, but I'd give her one chance. If she blows it, she's gone. Period.
Okay. Now, your top 3 favorite people to watch or work with in UXW over time.
Ooh, I got a few that I like to watch.
Doesn't even need to be top 3. You can name as many as you want.
Oh, sweet. 'Cause not only knockouts, but also with the All-Stars as well. Alright. One, you may or may not know this, but Brock. That's it. That's the tweet. Undead Brock.
Brock is so
Do you
awesome
not
to fucking
know?
watch.
You have no idea how badass he makes his entrances.
Yeah.
I've always went to his whispers, always to his DMs. I would be like, dude, killed it with whatever entrance. He's great at them. I don't know how to describe it. Like, his entrances, he kills it every time. He'll go to any Fed owner and be like, hey, can you help me set this entrance up? Here's whatever. Here's some ideas for this. Can you help me out? He kills it every time.
Mm-hmm. And the funny story, too, is Brock, even though he kills it every time, and you might not know this, and this might come as a shock to you, but every single time, he literally has no idea what he wants to do. Every pay-per-view,
No way.
I swear to God, every pay-per-view, I have to sit down with him, and we have a conversation, and we figure out what he wants to do, how he wants to do it, and I make it happen. Yep.
That's a lie.
I swear,
Stop.
every time.
That's a lie.
He didn't even know he wanted to do a Godzilla entrance. I was like shooting ideas at him. I was like, I don't really know what you want to do, man. And finally, he's like, just give me something Godzilla related. And I was like, cool. I asked him if he wanted the armor based on the Godzilla villain. He was like,
God.
Make it and then let's see how it looks. I showed him and he was like, fuck it, we're using it. So we did that. He sent me the audios and everything.
Oh my God.
The Terminator entrance, which I'm sure you remember, with the little
I definitely do. I remember
Terminator
almost every entrance he's done.
That Terminator
I could take a look
entrance.
at it and be like, oh my god, I remember this. I was there.
Hell yeah. He was, I don't remember what he wanted to do, but it was basically like, he had no idea. He was like shooting different ideas, and I had remembered that he wanted to do the Terminator entrance years ago for a JHW pay-per-view, but he couldn't make it happen. So I was like, if you still want to do it, bro, we could do it. And he was like, fuck it, let's do it. So we did it. His Spawn entrance.
God.
Yeah, his Spawn entrance was actually one of my reused attires that I never used. I switched out the tattoos to his and gave him the stuff. That was actually going to be my homecoming entrance against Dewey, but then that fell through because he wasn't able to come. So we reused it for Brock and made some edits to it so that it's more applicable to him.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so Brock is so strange because let me just tell you, the guy is brilliant. He really is. He's a creative genius.
He is.
But he's a creative
He
genius
could do
that
something.
you have to bring it out of him, you know what I mean? Like he'll sit
You
there
do.
and he'll pop off ideas and then we'll
Give
have
him
that
ideas, and he. Seriously, I
Yeah.
can really see this guy being really successful, like outside of Roblox. I'm talking like.
For sure. Do you remember the
He
promo?
could create stories. He can create some sort of like, I don't know, really good props for a movie. Who knows what he's gonna do?
Brock
Like I can
is
really
something
see him
special
being
for
of a
sure.
creative team.
Do you remember, I don't know if you were there for this show, but the promo that he did when he heel turned on Dewey for, it was like the end of DX?
Yes. Oh my god.
Tell me that his fucking promo skills were not amazing there. You had Dewey who gave this heartfelt speech and Brock played the part. And the crazy thing is, I didn't even know he was going to heel turn. I asked him and he was like, nah, I don't think I will. And I was like, alright, cool. And he waited until the very last second.
You just did anyways.
And then he just did it. And the thing, he didn't even say anything after that. He just sat there and soaked in what the crowd was saying and walked out. That was like perfect storytelling. I was like, oh my god.
It was amazing.
Brock
I
is
honestly
so
want
talented.
I want to find Dewey and ask him, like, did he even know that?
Nope.
Did he know that either?
Neither of us did.
Just like,
we both asked him, and Brock's like, "Nah, I won't do it." And then he did, and we were both like, "What the fuck?" And then he said Brock DM'd him afterward. He was like, "Sorry, I couldn't resist," some shit like that.
that heel turn deserves to go in the books.
Yeah,
because I don't think there's.
Oh, my God.
I don't think that even tops off my heel turn I did to Venny. Remember that one?
Yeah, I do. That Brock is just something else, man. Who's next?
That one was. Mine was expected. His wasn't. That's the difference between ours.
And it got him
amazing.
It got him super heat. He instantly became the most hated heel in all of UXW off of one moment.
And he still is.
And he still is. He's still a
still
bad
is.
guy, yeah.
He's still kicking ass.
Alright, so Brock's one of your top favorites. What else do we have on the list?
Another one. This guy, I feel as if he's got it all. The promo work, the matches, the entrances, almost anything you can name, this guy's got it. Rudy Balor.
Rudy's cold. Love that
He
man.
is. I'm telling you right now, not just in UXW, but possibly anywhere where he does Rudy Balor, he kills it. You've seen his entrances?
Rob him.
He puts effort into his demon entrances.
Okay, let me just say
I wish
though,
I could do that.
his entrances
I
are
can't
awesome, but I have a gripe to pick
They're
with him.
so
And Rudy, if you're
good.
fucking listening to this, I want you to hear it, right? This man will
Okay.
send me his stuff like an hour before the show. He's always so late with his entrances.
Last minute.
I'm like, oh
But
my god.
he kills it every time.
He does kill it every time. And then fucking Wicked tried to give me
Yeah.
a goddamn virus in his band. It took me forever to find. I was like, Rudy, I'm gonna kill you. But his entrances are fire. they are fire.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna beat Dustin for the world title. I was shocked that Dustin retained.
I was shocked too. That match was still really good. I definitely look back on that match a whole bunch. And I also loved Rudy's homecoming entrance.
Oh yeah,
That was
good.
everything. That took like 5 minutes, but it was everything.
so
I couldn't
worth
stop
it.
cheering for him.
He
I was
so
like,
worth it. We had to practice that for like an hour so I can get all the timing
I
right in his
had
lights.
C-spammed for 5
Oh,
minutes.
boy.
I was Oh my god. And I was in a call too with a couple other people. I was like, yo, do you see this entrance? What the fuck is this? Span your C's right now.
Yeah, Rudy was crazy.
Great.
He didn't even. I asked him before if he wanted to do the Demon King. He's like, nah, I want to save it for APRW Mania. And then he ended up getting like this really big pop in a promo against EMR, and he whispered me, he's like, fuck it, I'm doing it. And I was like, alright, it's whatever you want, man.
Know.
It's whatever you want.
That match was still great.
It was a really, really good match. I really enjoyed their feud.
I would definitely like to see Rudy come back, as well as Brock as well. If those two were to come back,
Brock is confirmed. Brock is confirmed to come back. He's actually one of the people who was like talking to me, like, listen, if UXW ever comes back, man, I'm gonna be there. And I was like, great. Rudy, I don't know. Yeah, Rudy, I feel bad for because the time at UXW is already late and he's GMT, so this man is like, he should be sleeping at that time. So I get if he can't come back again.
Yeah. I feel him on that. I'm not GMT, I'm PST, but it's also sometimes late for me as well. Sometimes, like, you know this, I'll be at your show sometimes at like 9:30, 10 o'clock, maybe 10:30 if it goes overtime, but I love every minute of UXW. UXW is one of my favorite places to be at, so it's always an honor to be there.
That 6-hour show made me want to kill myself. I was like, I'm never doing that shit again.
I know.
Fuck that. Never doing that again. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I almost goddamn ended the Fed after that. I was like, this shit is dumb. I'm not doing this anymore. I hate it here. That was horrible.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
So yeah, Brock, Rudy. Who's next on that list?
Oh man, there's so many options. Everyone's so great.
Yeah, I mean, that's why it's such a hard question. It sounds simple at who are your favorites, but then when you really start thinking about it, it's like, huh.
It's like, everyone. Like, can that be an option?
I mean, I guess. I'm just, I just think people are going to sit here and listen to this and be happy to hear their name if it's them, you know what I mean?
Oh, how can I forget the first ever World Heavyweight Champion, Steven Spectacular?
Dude. Yes, his Whitechapel entrance was fucking fire.
The only man that I know that actually dresses as himself in real life on Roblox. It's absolutely...
I do that. I literally dress the same way in real life.
Yeah. I didn't know that till I actually saw his actual face. I was like, I didn't know you did this. I was shocked.
How did you feel about his heel turn and the Griffin MC tag team with Rathia? Because a lot of people hated it. I wasn't a huge fan myself. Like I said, I let people do whatever they want, so it's whatever it was. But Steven, he went from being one of the most loved to like one of the most hated. Not the good kind of hate like Brock had, but like people just didn't want to see him. Like,
that definitely...
Was that also your opinion? Did you also like just get that vibe from it?
Like, I can see why he did it. Like, I can see why he'd get pretty upset and just, break character, completely go lopsided, twist everything around in a whole loop. Because I've been like that, I did that to Venny. Like, I just couldn't take it anymore. I had to make that move and go completely heel. Some people liked it, some people didn't, and that's what I got. So, I can definitely relate to Steven on that, but it's definitely another one of those heel turns that is definitely going to be memorable. Probably more memorable than mine. It's definitely over the top. It definitely has more meaning to it, so for sure it was definitely shocking to me. But he definitely played it off really well, though. Like, he took that heel turn and kind of changed his own character a bit more in his own type of creative way that I haven't seen anyone do before. So definitely props to him and all the other people involved with that. So Rathia, FJ was part of it as well, and yeah.
So you were a fan of their little biker gang gimmicks.
Yeah, and I still am. I love seeing those guys together. It's great.
Nice. I'm sure they'll be happy to hear that.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you were like anti-frat boy then, right? During Wicked Ties, you were like, fuck those little White Claw drinking bitches.
They are fun though, you have to admit. It's really stupid, but it's also funny, so you have to kind of just roll with it. And that's just what I've kind of, as some people say now, just adapt to it. And I have. It's just taken a while, but I'm used to it. Like, instead of saying hi, Wacky, I have to say hi, Chad. Because he's always just Chad everywhere,
My
so...
boy's built different, what can I say?
Pretty much.
Are you one of the good girls that they made go bad?
That's hard. I feel like I've always kind of been a bad girl in the beginning of UXW, but never really showed it, if that makes sense.
So the frat boys did not have their normal effect on you?
Not to me, no. I've kind of been bad in the heart, so no, they haven't.
Alright, we got Brock, we got Rudy, we got Steven. Do you have any more on your list?
I have to think now. God damn it, Neo.
Hey, I mean, it is what it is.
I would probably have to say... I'm gonna put two more people on, because I really like these two. I'm gonna go first with Dewey. First of all, him being a part of that unexpected heel turn and how he took it from there has been phenomenal. And all the different titles he's won. He's won the tag titles, he's won the Peer was it the Peer Championship?
Yeah, he won the Peer Championship, and then he vacated it, and then he had that big redemption arc, and he re-won it out of Wicked Tides.
Yeah, which is huge. Definitely huge. I feel as if once he vacated, he was like, that's my baby, that's my child, I need it back, just get me in that match, I feel like.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember his promo with Danger, but he literally told Tyrus, like, if you don't respect this belt, I'm going to come back, I'm going to kick your ass. And then when he came back, he was basically saying, like, I was there,
front row seat. I definitely remember those words.
Yeah.
What was it? It was Ty Rules and it was Zorro Rhodes. Those two fought for it.
Yeah.
It was a close match too.
It was a very close match. It was very entertaining, yeah.
It was very entertaining. That was only... I believe that was like a match or two before mine, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
Somewhere around there.
I don't remember the order. I don't even have it. I probably have it written down somewhere if I go through the old docs. But yeah, it was. You guys were later on in the show, yeah.
Yeah. And Dewey, he quickly took that microphone after handing him the title and was like, keep this as close to as possible, defend it with your life, like, take care of it, because if you don't, I'm coming back to kick your ass and take it back. And, he took it back, so he proved a point.
Yeah,
and I loved it.
He said he even said in his interview he was not happy with Tyrus' title reign. Which, I'm not gonna give an opinion on it. I respect Tyrus. I've known the man for years. He is a good competitor, but his title reign, it was not the best.
Yeah, I honestly feel like Zorro would have done a bit more better. Not just because I've known the guy for years, so too. But I really feel like as if he could have been able to show up to more shows, would have been able to defend that title and actually make it mean something. Because even, like, Dewey, he's had the title ever since he won it back, and he's made it mean something, not just the UXW Pure Championship. Like, he gave it a different name that probably Tyrell's never would have throughout his time as champion. Besides just defending it and calling himself a champion, walking around with a belt all over the place.
Yep. And I think Dewey was his first defense, too, so he lost it in his first defense.
Yeah, that's what I felt pretty bad about. Like, oh, you lost it that soon?
Yeah.
But I know him. He can definitely come back.
Yeah, Tyrus can bounce back. Tyrus a stud. For sure.
And now, the last one. I would have to say one of my good friends and good rivals, Asuka, FJ.
Ah, that's interesting. I didn't think you were gonna pick FJ. Go ahead. Why? Why is FJ your pick?
Well, first of all, FJ was one of the few knockouts at the time in the beginning of UXW, so me being able to face him as well every now and again was always fun. I've lost to him and I've come back, I've beaten him. We've been pretty even with matches.
Mm-hmm.
And even the fact that with his promo work as well, it's something you never see. Like,
he actually speaks in actual
even with
Japanese.
speaking a different language,
Dude.
he still goes off. He still goes places. He still proves the point. Even just with his actions.
Just screams at you in Japanese. You have no idea what he's saying, but you know he's dropping bombs.
You know he's probably dropping F-bombs to every single person in this room, knockouts or all-stars, and it's
like, you little
it's
punk
amazing.
Ass bitch, you fucking you stupid ass. I'm gonna kick your fucking ass, you know. But we have no idea what he's saying. He's speaking in Japanese.
Yes, and I can even say myself. I can even say myself. Once he won that championship, and I got mad. The next show, I kind of confronted him. He would yell in my face, proving to me, "Oh, I kicked your ass! Oh, I did this!" I wasn't mad. I was laughing through it. It was great. I would love to see Asuka do that to me again, any day, anytime.
Absolutely. In Japanese this time, because he wasn't doing Japanese back then. He had something that came a little later. Did you like his addition of the green mist?
Ooh, the green mist. Oh my god. Once he started doing that, I knew from the start that he would eventually start more feuds with all these different people, including me.
He used to fucking spam it. He'd spam click it.
I remember. But, hey Asuka, if you're watching, never hit me with that green mist, so, good luck with that.
It's true.
He never has.
You didn't get got.
Ever. Never gotten close to me at all with that green mist, and I hope and pray to God you don't do that to me, cause if you do, I don't mind knocking your ass out again.
Oof.
But you know,
I'm gonna have to tag FJ in this video.
Fine by me.
Watch,
do
bro.
So.
Watch. You gotta see it. Alright, so you talked about your favorite people to watch. You've talked about your least favorite. What are your top 3 biggest OMG moments in UXW?
Wow.
Like moments
so many things.
It doesn't have to be 3. You can name as many as you want. I'm just saying 3 is just like a number to pop
I know.
off. But like, you know,
I know. I'm just trying to narrow it down to.
Where you sit there and you think about it and you're like, I can't believe that just happened.
Number 3. I feel like number 3 would probably have to be Dustin retaining that championship against Rudy.
Yeah, that was
because in my
crazy.
opinion, I was betting a little bit more on Rudy than I was with Dustin. I love Dustin. He's
Dustin
my
was
boy.
Like, I'm losing this title, and I was like,
he's my
as hard
boy.
As you can.
Yeah, and he retained it. I really thought Rudy was gonna come up on the top and win that championship. And honestly, I feel like he could get that championship again if he decides to come back. If it's like scheduled that he's bound to come back, or if it's a surprise, I'm here, bitches. But I would definitely like to see those two have a rematch with each other. I think it would be pretty nice to see. But that was definitely something really shocking. I was surprised Dustin retained, which I'm still happy for him that he did that, because he has told me himself he wasn't really confident in winning, so definitely props to him for working his ass off to get to that point. So definitely one of the best champs I've seen. Number 2, I would probably have to say, like we've mentioned this already, but Brock's heel turn.
That's on my list.
You cannot put that in like top 5, top 10. That has to be top 3. that deserving. So it was definitely worth a risk for Brock to take, and it's definitely gotten places ever since. So that's what I see in my eyes. And then number 1, I hate to be cocky, but me being one of the best champions and being able to hold that title for 125 days, the longest reigning in UXW history. Don't you think that's pretty shocking?
Yeah, I mean, my biggest shock is when you won at Homecoming. It's not that I was counting you out. It's just I remember everybody was just like, Jinx is going to win. Jinx is going to win. And then you demolished her, and I was like, wow.
That 5-0, I have that written in my notes on different accomplishments I've done. That is still there till this day on the top.
I was like, oh my goodness, that was insane. That's definitely on my top 5. My number 1 is Brock. That's his heel turn. My number 2 is when KJ first debuted as the Mime. I don't even know if you were there at that point. You were. I think that was like, you were just coming in at that point, yeah. But that shit was fire.
Yes. It was amazing. Yeah. You did not it was something you didn't expect, and oh my god, the jump scares. That shit on my screen, I screamed the first time that was on. I was literally in a call. Everybody. I saw that shit, I jumped out of my chair, and I was in a call as well, so that was embarrassing as hell. And people asked me, "You okay? What the hell happened?" It was just But no, that shit scared me, but that was great. I absolutely loved seeing KJ do it.
Hell yeah, first time we did it, I was talking to KJ and I was like, you have the childish laughs, right, that come on and it pretty much signals that you're on the way. But I was like, I feel like, it's just a little boring if I just blind the crowd to teleport you in there. So I was like, what if I put a screen cap on everybody's screen that, like, kind of phase you in into the screen and then phase you out? And she was like, let's do it. And at first, it was going to have a loud scream every time the screen cap played. It was going to literally be a jump scare. But I tested it. And it was one of those things where it was cool, but it was so obnoxious that I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. So I took the scream out.
Oh, if you had the scream in there, I'm telling you right now, you probably would have killed me every show.
Yeah, the scream was horrible too. It was like, ah, like really quickly. I was like,
oh boy, yo. That would definitely get me.
Yeah, definitely. I played it once and I got myself, even though I knew it was going to happen. I was like, yeah, no, this is not okay.
Oh.
It was like, absolutely not. I need to protect my own roster and not try and kill them.
Let me also say, I have talked with KJ a few times. We don't talk so much anymore, but when we used to DM call. And KJ has told me herself, she's wanted to for so long to fight, to wrestle, and do a gimmick of her own. And just for you to help her up with this mime gimmick and bring it to life, phenomenal. Like, it really kind of made her dreams kind of come to life, and it's just beautiful. And I'm absolutely just in awe with it that you helped her out, and bringing her this far is just amazing of you to do. So
thank you. And it's really all KJ. The story behind it's actually funny. I don't know if you knew, but the mime gimmick was actually originally mine. It was like my full-time gimmick back when I was wrestling from 2014 to 2016, around that time. That the mime gimmick's what I used. But,
I didn't know this.
Yeah, it was originally my gimmick. I used it in Ascension, which wasn't a very good run. I'm not going to talk about that. It wasn't on my end. It was just, it wasn't the best booking.
Yeah.
KJ was, and this might be putting her on the spot a little bit, but she's like terrified to cut promos. So I was like, if you don't want to cut promos, I have this old gimmick that I used to use. We can tailor it to make it your own thing. You don't have to speak at all. Like, pretty much every promo that you're involved in, it's literally just going to be you showing up, cleaning house, or having mind games being played. So I pitched it to her.
Yeah, she did great with it.
She did. She drew this cool little picture of it, which I don't know if I have it anymore, but if I find it, I'll send it to you. So she designed the costume herself. put
No
everything together
way.
herself. Yeah, so she hand
I know
drew it.
she sketches. I know she sketches some of the titles and
Yeah.
everything because there are a few titles you made, and she sketched some of them out, and I saw you send them to me, and I thought they were great. So KJ, if you're watching this,
Yeah, KJ's an amazing artist.
please keep going. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
she's a great artist for real, and she
Yes.
drew out the character and the
We
way it
love
looks.
artists just bringing their artistic skills into reality.
And the thing is,
But
she actually made her attire differently than her concept. Her concept, well, like her character, the mime was more doll-like, but the concept was almost like there was like a it was like a little black foo dress basically. She almost looked like a sailor girl with like the pigtails and the hat and the mask on.
oh yeah.
Yeah, but then she ended up making her attire more wrestling like. I don't really know why she changed it, I don't remember, but she did the concept, she made the attire herself, and I didn't see the full look until the day of the debut beforehand when we were practicing the set. And when I first saw it, I was like, "Oh, that's great," because it was something fresh, and it was cool seeing my gimmick be done so differently for somebody else. You know what I mean? It made me happy. KJ pulled it off really well,
Yeah, yeah.
and for her to go and fucking kill people using it too, like that's also really huge.
Definitely.
What were your least favorite UXW moments? Not people, but just like things that happened at UXW where you're like, that was terrible, and never want to see it again.
People giving backlash on UXW is absolutely the worst thing anyone has the right mind to do. They'll give backlash on you, KJ, or just anyone in that Fed if they haven't even shown up, or they'll show up for one or maybe two shows and just, I don't know, call it different names like, oh, this is weird. It's not like any other type of Fed, but that's the point
Yeah,
of UXW, to
literally the
be
point.
unique, different. Like, in a way. And I just find it kind of stupid. Like, not every Fed has to be based off of what we see on TV today. Like, kind of mix it up a little, Have a little twist in things. And that's what you and KJ just somehow managed to do, and it pulled off great. So, definitely something people need to look out more often, especially when a blackout happens.
Absolutely.
And then, the moments with Tessa and everything were just people kind of making a joke out of.
Yo, I forgot about Tessa.
I don't forget all those times I made her look ridiculous like every couple weeks. Yeah. I've even talked with her not too long ago, and she would come to me being all like, oh, remember when you did this to me and whatever crappy Fed that was? And I'd tell her, just shut up, please.
Hasn't changed at all, huh?
No, not really.
Funny story about her,
but
she would literally never leave my whispers. This isn't even an exaggeration, I shit you not, every 30 seconds. She would ask me, like, when am I booked? Am I next? Can I go now? And I'm like, oh my god. You go when I fucking book you. And then, she got jumped by the whole women's roster, so, on multiple, I think it was like twice. But I was like,
twice, and I was in both of them.
Yep. I was like, you fucking deserve it. Stop annoying the shit out of me.
Yeah, there were a few, promos. What was it? I believe she would have a match, and then I came out and did some whole promo and just hyping everyone up who... It worked out in both ways. Not only hyped everyone up to kind of like prove to Tessa, hey, it doesn't matter what you are, respect the Knockouts division for what it is, and this Fed for what it is, and how
it's like, you guys aren't road divas. It's a very different, group of people.
Yeah, like, UXW, it has a whole different vibe, but it's unique in every single way, so that's definitely something everyone has to remember when stepping into the arena first time. And then, not only did it kind of, like, hype everyone up to kind of convince her those things, but it also kind of woke everyone up and kind of gave everyone else even people who haven't shown up to the Fed as much or just debuting, another reason just why you should be here and what it means to be a part of a family, especially for a Fed as unique as UXW. So I'm glad I kind of put that message onto some people.
And we appreciate that, let me tell you. Like I said, you've been one of the most loyal people UXW has had, for sure. And you've been here forever.
Thank you.
You've literally been... I think you joined, like, 1 month after we first started. Like, you were here super
believe
early.
The second or third week, I hate saying this, but she was the person that got me involved, and FJ as well. Scarlet X. She was one of the people who brought me into the Fed. And same with Asuka, so I still think those two, but except for Scarlet X. But, you know, we already went there. We don't gotta go there again, but they were both the reason.
I was just saying, I have a few more questions. I have like 3 more questions for you.
Oh, it's fine. You can ask me as many as you need to. I don't mind.
Man, I'm just saying, I mean, at this point, I've run out. I just have the last 3.
You're good.
Alright, what, in your opinion, is the best looking title that UXW has had to date?
So, my god. I'm saying this first off before I pick favorites. Every title's unique in its own way. Like, every design you and KJ work on, it's so new, it's so creative. I don't think any other Fed can possibly pull off as better as you guys do. So, definitely, no matter how long you guys are back, I'm hoping UXW can get more around this community for however long it's going to last. Whether if it's 2 months, 4 months, another year.
I have no idea. I really have no idea how long it's gonna last. At this point, I was just
exactly.
Like, I mean, I talked to you about it. You know what I mean? I was like, I literally have no clue. We're just gonna take a shot in the dark and see what happens.
No matter how long it's gonna be up, I hope people take you and KJ seriously and actually start showing up and finding out what this Fed is about, no matter how long it's up. I want them to get... Like, I want them to kind of also experience what I've been through and just how amazing you two work your asses off every week. Because you've even mentioned it sometimes, like, after pay-per-views. Sometimes we'll have good pay-per-views, sometimes they won't be the best. Or go-home shows. You'd also kind of give us a little announcement like, oh, this is a go-home show. Make it good, make it big, etc.
Yep.
Or... if everyone knows, including you two, know that the show was just full-on crap, you'll mention it the next show and be like, you guys can do better, you know?
It's just, it hurts, it physically hurts me, because I'm like, I've seen like, what UXW can do. Like, stop being a bunch of dopes and do your best.
Like, it'll definitely take time for newcomers, but I feel like if we can all work together, like... if the old group can kind of like work with the new group once UXW starts running up and again all around, I feel like UXW can have potential once again and get up in those charts with the other indie Feds.
I definitely think, I mean, Wicked Tides too, our last show, like, we literally broke all of our attendance records. That was amazing.
I was there both nights. I wasn't there night 2 so much. Night 1 I was there the entire show.
Yeah.
Great.
We broke all of our attendance records both nights, which is shocking to me, because I was hoping, like, please, just one night let us hit 50, and we ended up peaking at 54 night 1 and 56 night 2, I think. Yeah, we did that.
That was great.
Yeah, and then we had, you know, it was a fresh new arena. We got to end on the sequel to our first pay-per-view. You know, we got to have some great big moments. I personally think Wicked Tides 2 is the best pay-per-view we've had, but other people think it's Homecoming. I don't have a preference personally. I think they're both good. But,
they're both really good. Every pay-per-view you've hosted has been great.
Some of them
I honestly feel...
gave me headaches, I'm not gonna lie.
I honestly feel like Homecoming is kind of like your guys' Mania.
Oh, it is.
Just with how huge that stadium is. Crazy, dude.
Yeah, Homecoming is our Mania, and Wicked Tides is our SummerSlam. It's like, Wicked Tides is our second biggest.
And I love it.
Yeah.
Those events were amazing, and I would definitely love to be a part of them again in the future if you guys get to those points.
Did you see the Twitter?
I've been keeping up with them.
Did you see the announcement?
I'm excited.
So, Homecoming 2. I don't know if you saw that video.
I don't think so. I'll double check later.
I'm gonna link it to you then. I think you're gonna hear it. It's like really quick. Go ahead and give that a little watch. I wanna get your opinion on it.
Okay.
This took me I'm not even gonna lie. It's like a short video, but it legitimately took me forever to make.
Forever.
I was working on this for almost 2 hours.
2 hours. See, you guys, those of you watching, this man is dedication to this Fed.
It's such a simple video. It's just
coming back for its second run.
It's a simple video, but I'm not an editor like Rudy is, so I had to sweat.
No, I'm being serious. For those of you watching this, whenever this is uploaded, please just go, even if it's for like 15, maybe 30 minutes. If it's to go support a friend or actually debut, like, please, just give this man some credit. And same with KJ, because they definitely deserve all the hours they've put into a simple show, titles, whatever it is. Just give them credit, period. I don't care.
I appreciate that.
Because it's everything.
Let me just say, I already hate myself for all the time that I put into this shit, but coming makes me hate myself a little less, so, you know, you guys get in here.
You get the greatest feedback from the people who have stuck around you the longest, me included.
I love the feedback. That's honestly how we've been able to improve so much, by listening to them.
Exactly. So just keep going at it, and trust me, I can see UXW going up the charts again.
What'd you think of that little video, Cailey, that hype you up?
It did. It definitely did. I can't wait for whenever that's coming.
So that is actually, I decided that Homecoming 2 is too big of a show to just do that. What we're gonna do is we're gonna save Homecoming 2 as our last show. Well, our second last show. So that's gonna be what we ended on.
That's good.
Yeah, I know. That's a good choice. I know UXW is gonna end at some point in 2021. I don't know when, but whenever it is, that's when Homecoming's gonna happen.
I like that, and I hope you guys get to that point and end it off perfectly.
I think so.
I'll be there with you.
I think we will. And then, we have the new Peer Championship. I don't know if you saw that. That is Dewey's new championship.
I saw. It looks really, really good.
That also took me 2 fucking hours to make. I made that shit from scratch. I'm gonna beat up Dewey.
Man. It's perfect. It's literally gold.
I do have a lot of fun doing this stuff, though. Like, I know I'm, like, joking saying out here, but I do legitimately enjoy it. I do have fun doing it.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah. So there's that. Let's see. We went over favorite title. We went over favorite moments. Okay, I'm at my last question now.
All right.
What do you want to see from UXW in this return that you didn't get to see in UXW up until this point? Whether it be storylines that were unfinished, things that you were looking forward to but were unfortunately canceled. Like, what is it that you're looking forward to seeing in this return that you haven't yet been able to see?
Well, there are some future things, like future ideas that I want to be a part of, but also things I feel like could also be brought back up again. If maybe I can convince my old anti-buddy, Venny, to come back, I would definitely like to work out something with him and see if we can get back to where we once were for those small couple months before he went on to the military. That's where he's been. But now he's back. He's been back for about a month and a half, so I'd definitely like to work with him again. And maybe some of my old Bloxer Club members, if they can come back as well, I would definitely like to work out with them. Probably not just Bloxer Club, but just a small stable, something completely new, something fresh that can be brought back up again, which I would definitely like to look into. And I don't know who, I don't know how, but I want to do, I don't know. It's a small idea that maybe you can look into. I don't know. It's just like a fun little idea. Cause
none of your
I
ideas
know
are
you
little
used
Cailey.
to...
I know this. You're lying to me, but go ahead.
Okay, but they are little. But you do these little polls sometimes, like after your pay-per-views, like, oh, what was the best match? What was the best out of whatever it was? I feel like maybe depending on like whatever pay-per-view it is, that's definitely going to get some sort of creative entrance. What if you did something like a poll and it could be like the best pay-per-view entrance? Because I would definitely like to argue about stuff like that. I don't
Is a
know.
really good one. I don't know why I haven't come up with that question before. I appreciate that, Cailey. I'm definitely gonna use that.
Yeah, just like best entrance, best attire, or stuff like that. Because I'm definitely one that likes to look into promos or entrances or just attire outfits, whether if it's for regular shows or pay-per-views. I'm all about it. I'm fine with having matches. I'm fine with fighting. But some people don't take their gimmick seriously and have some meaning to it like I like to, so I want to kind of see what some other people think. Like, did you really enjoy these entrances, or were they just something that you smiled at for like 3 minutes and then you just cared about the matches or whatever? So,
for sure, I'm definitely.
That's just something I want to find out.
Are you curious at all about the, those little things where it was like playing the creepy music and showed that basement with the person hanging in the chains and the little chair and the flickering lights?
Yeah, that was interesting. I was at a loss of words.
So I still have to talk to this person and see if they're still gonna do it. If they are, all I'm gonna say is I think you're gonna be very happy with who it is. I think it's gonna throw you for a loop. I think you're gonna be shocked, and I don't think it's someone you're gonna expect, but I think you're gonna be very, very happy with it. Fuck it, you know what?
I can't wait.
I'm gonna risk it all. I'm gonna give you one guess, and if you get it right, I'll tell you.
So you're saying the video had like a guy with chains?
I'm not saying it's a guy. I'm just saying there was somebody hanging
or
there.
just a person?
Yeah, in the chains, and you had the swinging light, and then you had the flickering lights over the desk, and it said UXW soon. Because they were gonna debut or re-debut. I don't know. Oh, damn, I just threw the fuck out my phone. God damn. I don't know. I don't know if it's a debut or a re-debut, but, it was basically just kind of teasing they were gonna come through, but then we couldn't do it because, it ended.
I don't know. I feel like once I see like who it is, once it's time, I'm definitely gonna be talking about it like all evening. But I don't know.
I'll give you one more hint. Well, this isn't a really good hint that's probably gonna help you think of who it is, but there's a really big portion on the other. So you know how we were like building a little city around the venue? There was a huge portion that was reserved for this big building project I was going to take on specifically for this person's gimmick. So there was going to be a lot of supernatural elements to it, and it was going to be really cool. I personally think it would have been more supernatural than the mime.
I don't know. There's a few things I'm thinking about, but like,
give me your best
I can't
guess.
wrap my head around one.
Give me your best guess, and I'll tell you if you're right.
And you said they're either debuting or re-debuting, correct?
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be... All I'm gonna say is it's a fresh character that you've never seen before. It was gonna be exclusive to UXW, something brand new they've never done before.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm not too sure. I was gonna guess, like, I don't even know if this is right. I'm just saying this out of the blue. Only person I can really think of. It's like something fresh? No. I feel like my only guess is just like, I don't know, Rudy with some new sort of like developed demonic type of creature. I really don't know.
That's honestly a really, really, really good guess. But no, that's not it. So
yeah,
you're just gonna have to find out. That was a really, really good
and
guess.
That's fine. That's fine. I can't wait.
I think you'll be excited for that. Cailey, I appreciate you for doing this. I appreciate you for sitting down and having this interview. I know Marley had to dip relatively soon. Of course. I'm gonna do a little one-on-one with Marley later on, just to kind of finish on her thoughts, because like I said, she had to dip real soon. But I appreciate you.
Yeah.
You know, I appreciate everything you've done for UXW, being as loyal as you are, and doing everything you do for the Fed. I appreciate your kind words, and I'm excited to see what comes next with you.
All right, thank you so much. I can't wait to Blackout.
Of course.